DC Fanatic, here we go with our last installment of the draft series. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to give you my top 10 list of guys that I think one of these guys will be there at the number 27 spot. You know, the Cowboys will draft one of these players at number 27. At the end of this, I will give you a little bit more information with 3 other players, but they have to fall. They have to fall. Other things have to happen. Other players have to go in called wow players where you're like, wow, I didn't think that guy was going to get drafted in the first round, and they'll fall because these 3 players will fall because of picks like that. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to give you basically there's going to be 10 players. It's no particular order, though. Just these 10 players. And the positions, I mean, tackle, left tackle, and safety are 2 obvious ones. Then I'm going to give you guard, center 2. I think we know who I'm talking about there. There's only one center, really. And then D-line and then wide receiver are the 2, last options here. So out of those 5 positions, there's going to be 10 players here. Like I said, no particular order. No particular order. These are just 10 guys that I think one of these guys will be the pick at number 27. First guy, go to tackles first. Charles Brown. I think Charles Brown will definitely be there at number 27. There's other top tackles in this draft. There's 4 other ones that will go before him. They will not be there. So I say Charles Brown from USC, definitely a good candidate. The Cowboys could look at him. Big, tall, physical kid, played left tackle at USC, maybe a bit of a project, maybe needs to toughen up a little bit, maybe just needs to become a pro player, style player. Reminds me a little bit of Flozell Adams. Reminds me of Flo. Next is, staying with the tackles, is Roger Saffold. Roger Saffold from Indiana. A lot of people had him as a 2nd or 3rd rounder coming into the draft about a month ago. He has risen up a lot of draft boards. Very athletic, can play left tackle. He's really hot right now. The last guy is the combine warrior, Bruce Campbell. Cowboys had him in for a visit, so he's got to go in there. I don't think he's a first-round draft pick, but if you're going to reach, and he's going to be, a guy because of the workout stuff, you think you can mold him into this great left tackle, okay. There's also one other option with him, is I think he could easily go and be a very good right tackle. Same with all the left tackles out there, but this guy could easily go over and play right tackle if you had to do it, because he's so athletic. He wouldn't have that long of a transition. All right, we move on to the guard center. There's 2 guys, Mike Iupati and then Pouncey from Florida. We've been talking about these guys for the last 2 months. We know the Cowboys need line depth. Don't know if either one of them is going to be there. If they're both there, I think the Cowboys flip a coin and pick one of them. That's how it is with these 2 guys. Will they both be there? I doubt it. Will either one of them be there? Real iffy. Real iffy right now. A lot of mock drafts have these guys gone already. But we all know about them. We've heard about them forever. Let's go to safety. There's only 2 guys I think that are worthy of that 27 pick. All the other safeties you can get in the 2nd round, and the 2 other safeties are going to be long gone. Earl Thomas and Bennett. They're gone. Taylor Mays and Nate Allen. If they're both there and it comes down to it, the Cowboys are going to take Nate Allen. They're going to take Nate Allen. They need a free safety. They had Taylor Mays in recently for a 2-day visit. What's that about? Is that about maybe trying to make him into a linebacker? Is that about saying maybe he's not the Roy Williams, but with his speed and athleticism, which is way better than Roy Williams was, that maybe he's the next Darren Woodson? That maybe they think they're such great coaches that they can get that out of him. I'm not sure, but I think if Nate Allen is there, he's the pick over Mays. If it's a safety position. Cowboys are locked in on the safety position. Nate Allen is there. They will draft him at number 27. Go to D-line. Tyson Alu and Jared Odrick are the 2 guys. They're the 2 guys on the defensive line. They can play multiple positions, but they're going to play defensive end. You don't need a big, huge nose tackle because that's not what Wade does. And we already have an all-pro Ratliff. So we don't need one of those guys. And these 2 players right here can play multiple positions. I think Alu is higher on their board than Jared Odrick. If Tyson Alualu's there, and they're set on getting a defensive end, because the 3 guys that we have on the roster right now are all on 1-year deals. They're really high on this kid. I think it's Alualu over Odrick. Will either one of them be there? I think one of them, of the 2, will be there. I think one of those two will definitely be there for them. Jared Odrick, more of maybe a 4-3 defensive end on the strong side. That's why Alualu gets the pick over him. Alualu played in a 3-4 at Cal. He easily goes inside better than Odrick. The last is the wide receiver. The wide receiver. It's Demaryius Thomas. It's not Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant's gone. He's not going to get past number 15 in this draft or 20. He's just too good of a player. He's just like Crabtree last year. Same scenario. You can hear it all. You can talk about it all, but he's going to be gone. This is the NFL where they throw the football and they want you on SportsCenter. Okay? He's going to be on SportsCenter a lot when he has the ball in his hand and he makes plays. Demaryius Thomas is quite an unknown because he comes from that Georgia Tech offense where they never threw the football. They never had a legit quarterback. So what is he? What is Demaryius Thomas? That's the question. He's big, tall, fast, all those different things. And when he did catch passes, he lit it up. He lit it up. Check his numbers. The thing is that going to translate to the pros? And the Cowboys, I know people say, well, they don't need a wide receiver, and if they do, they need a small little slot wide receiver for 1 year. If Roy Williams doesn't pan out this year, he's gone. So then who else is the guy that you're putting on the other side of Miles Austin? Patrick Creighton? He's not that guy. We already know that. Kevin Ogletree? Still don't know what he really is. It's not Sam Hurd. So, Demaryius Thomas comes in. He's only, at late first rounder. You keep him on to see what Roy Williams does. Roy Williams doesn't pan out. You junk him. Then you got Demaryius Thomas waiting there. Okay. Those are the 10 players. Charles Brown, Roger Saffold, Bruce Campbell, Mike Iupati, Pouncey, Taylor Mays, Nate Allen, Tyson Alualu, Jared Odrick, Demaryius Thomas. Those are the players. Those are the players. Now, if one of these three players somehow gets to them at number 27, and I'm going to stay with one position with these three players. If one of these three cornerbacks slips to number 27, I would not be surprised at all if the Cowboys take one of these three players. Terrence Newman's not a spring chicken. You always need more cornerbacks in this league, especially with the Giants spreading it out, the Eagles spreading it out. Redskins got McNabb now. Shanahan's going to spread it out. You can use 4 really, really good cornerbacks. Newman is not young. These 3 cornerbacks, if one of them falls, they'll probably trump all those 10 guys I just talked about. Kareem Jackson from Alabama, Devin McCourty from Rutgers, and Kyle Wilson from Boise State. Joe Hayden's the top corner. These 3 are 2A, 2B, and 2C. A lot of people will say that, don't know. Kyle Wilson is number 2. Hold up. Hold up. Kareem Jackson is the most physical corner in this draft. A lot of teams love him. Devin McCourty's the fastest corner in this draft. A lot of teams love him because he also is a great special teamer. Kyle Wilson's the flash player. He'll probably start right now in this league. But these 2 could be better down the line. So of those 3 cornerbacks, if one of those 3 slides, they'll probably trump all these 10 guys I just talked about. Kareem Jackson, Devin McCourty, Kyle Wilson. Thursday. This Thursday, the draft is finally here. Damn, it's going to feel good on Thursday. Cowboys trade out of that number 27 pick. Oh, it's going to kill us for that night. But we're going to pick up some picks. Then we got Friday to watch again. So, that's it. That's a wrap for DCFanatic.com and also DallasCowboysShow.com. Make sure you keep checking out both sites. Great stuff. Great stuff from Shango. I put up what I can. Put everything out there for the Cowboys. Great time of the year. Let's get to the draft on Thursday. See ya.